Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we dig into your sources and pull out the really key nuggets of knowledge or insight. Today, we're jumping into a fascinating, really a classic text. It offers this, well, pretty radical perspective on how we approach our lives, our goals, and it all spins out from one incredibly simple idea. Profound, though.
Yeah, what's really interesting here is how much common wisdom it just flips on its head. We're looking at excerpts from The Magic of Thinking Big. It was dedicated to the author's son, Davy. Apparently, when he was really young, Davy said he wanted to be a professor of happiness.
Huh, I love that. That's a mission statement right there, isn't it?
It really is. Sets the stage perfectly.
Exactly. So our mission today is to unpack the practical stuff, the surprising ideas from this material, give you a shortcut, really, to getting the essence of this powerful concept. You'll find out why the size of your thinking might actually be the biggest factor in your success. Okay, so let's unpack this core idea. The book's fundamental point is that success. It isn't mainly about intelligence or hard work or even luck. It's about the size of your thinking.
Right. Which makes you ask, how can thinking size matter more than, say, raw talent? The preface tells this great story about a sales meeting. This company's top guy, Harry, he's pulling in nearly $60,000 a year. The average rep, $12,000.
Wow, big difference.
Huge. And get this, personnel tests showed Harry wasn't smarter. He didn't work longer hours, didn't have a better territory, so the VP finally spills the beans. The only difference, Harry thought 5 times bigger.
5 times bigger. And, this isn't just about money, is it?
Not at all. That's crucial.
The book promises if you think big, you'll live big. And that means happiness, accomplishment, income, friends, respect, the whole deal. It makes me think of that quote from Disraeli, "Life is too short to be little."
Exactly. And connecting that dot, the book argues we're often kind of shaped by the little thinking all around us. You hear things like, oh, too many chiefs, not enough Indians, or it's just fate,
Yeah, those limiting beliefs.
Right. But the author says, no, First Class Avenue, USA, that's his metaphor for high-level opportunities. He says it's a short, uncrowded street. Lots of vacancies for people who dare to think big. Your belief, basically, it acts like a thermostat. It sets the level for what you achieve.
Okay, so thinking big is powerful. But what stops us? What gets in the way? The book brings up this really interesting idea, calls it excusitis, the failure disease.
Excusitis, yeah. It's this mental habit where people find alibis, reasons for why they fall short. And the scary part is it gets worse if you don't treat it. It just digs in deeper.
But successful people, even ones facing huge obstacles, they often don't succumb to it.
That's a key point. The book mentions people like Roosevelt, with paralyzed legs, Truman, no college degree, Kennedy, supposedly too young, Johnson, Eisenhower both had heart attacks. They all could have made excuses, big ones.
But they didn't.
They didn't. They pushed past it.
So the book breaks down 4 common types of this excusitis. Let's start with the first one, health excusitis.
Yeah, the health excuse. So many people give into this. But success-minded people just don't. There's this story about a guy whose heart trouble couldn't even be diagnosed, but he convinced himself his ideas were worthless because of it.
Wow.
Contrast that with another guy actually dependent on the insulin, like a ticking heart.
Right.
But he loved his work, praised the discovery that kept him going. And then there's the college educator who lost an arm back in 45, but was just incredibly positive.
Right. The book says something like the right attitude in one arm will beat the wrong attitude in 2 arms every time.
Exactly. So the antidote, basically, refuse to constantly talk about or worry about your health. Be genuinely grateful for the health you do have. And remember that line. It's better to wear out than rust out.
Okay, what about the second type? Feeling like you're just not smart enough. Intelligence excusitis.
Right, the I like brains excuse. But the book flat out says, the thinking that guides your intelligence is much more important than the quantity of your brain power. It quotes Dr. Edward Teller, the physicist. He said, a kid doesn't need a lightning-fast mind for science, just a high degree of interest.
Interest, not just raw IQ.
Precisely. And there's this example of Phil, didn't score high on an IQ test, but his attitude. Positive, enthusiastic, great with people. That made him 3 times more valuable than guys with higher IQs, but, poor attitudes.
And it clarifies something important about knowledge, too, right?
Yes, that's part of this same excuse. People think they need more knowledge, but the book says knowledge is only potential power. It only becomes real power when you use it constructively.
Like Henry Ford.
Exactly. A little formal education, didn't know random facts. But if he needed info, he knew who to ask, could get it in 5 minutes. So the ability to get information, to use resources, that's more important than just being a walking encyclopedia.
Makes sense. Then there's the classic excuse. Literally classic. Age excusitis. Too young, too old.
Oh yeah, that one's huge. But the book just dismantles it with examples. There's Cecil, 40 years old, suddenly realizing, hey, I've got 30 productive years left.
Right.
Or the 45-year-old dad, broke, young kids, becomes a minister. A 51-year-old stockbroker goes back, gets a degree, becomes a department chair.
And the young guy.
A 24-year-old sales manager. Supervising guys much older, 7 to 21 years older. Proved age is just a number. It's only a handicap if you decide it is.
Okay, final one. The big fallback for many. Luck excusitis. Blaming bad luck, crediting good luck.
Yeah, the book completely dismisses luck. It's all about cause and effect. Remember George C. got that major promotion. Was it luck? Paul. Nope.
Yo.
He was better qualified, worked harder, had a more effective personality, simple cause and effect. Same with the salesman landing that huge $112,000 order. Wasn't a lucky break. It was months of hard graft.
So the underlying message is...
People who reach the top,
Mm-hmm.
they get there because they have better attitudes and they apply common sense through hard work. It's earned, not lucked into.
Okay, so we've named the enemy. Excusitis in all its forms. We know the core idea is thinking bigger. So what do you do now? How do you build that belief and actually start doing something?
Well, the book identifies fear as success enemy number one. Makes sense, right?
Absolutely.
But the cure is surprisingly simple. Action.
Action cures fear.
Exactly. Whereas indecision, putting things off, that just feeds the fear, makes it bigger. It uses these vivid examples, like the Navy guys who are literally accidentally pushed off a high diving board to break their fear.
Wow, tough love.
Kinda. Or the executive worried about his job. What did he do? He acted. Boosted his sales numbers, let people know he was looking. Fear gone. So hope is a start, but hope needs action to win victories. That's the takeaway.
And part of taking action involves managing our internal world, right? Specifically, how we use our memory.
Yes, the memory bank idea. Think of your memory like a bank account. You control the deposits and withdrawals.
So deposit positive thoughts only.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Deposit only positive thoughts. Unsuccessful people, the book says, they dwell on the negative stuff. They replay arguments, failures. They build these mental monsters.
Oh, I know people like that.
We all do.
Yeah.
But successful people, they have a bad experience, maybe analyze it quickly, and then don't give it another thought. Move on. A psychologist quoted in the book said, many clients run their own private museum of mental horror.
Ooh.
Yeah. And recovery starts when they learn to stop withdrawing those negatives and start pulling out the positives instead. Your mind actually wants to forget the unpleasant stuff, apparently.
Okay, what about a really common fear? The fear of other people. Judging us, rejecting us.
Good question. The advice is pretty straightforward. Put people in proper perspective. They're just another human being, like you. Same basic interests, desires, problems.
Don't build them up into giants in your head.
Exactly. Don't make them seem way more important than you.
Yeah.
There's this example of two job applicants. One was half scared, the other. The interviewer said, he respected me, but what's just as important, he respects himself. Big difference.
Self-respect matters.
Hugely. And develop an understanding attitude, like the hotel clerk dealing with an angry customer. He didn't take it personally. He thought, he isn't really mad at me. I'm just the scapegoat. Underneath, he's probably a very nice guy.
That takes practice.
It does. And another key point, boost your confidence by satisfying your own conscience. Do what's right. That prevents that poisonous guilt complex that messes up your thinking. Like the student who cheated, couldn't focus afterwards because of the guilt.
Right. And maybe the simplest, most direct way to build confidence the book mentions.
Ah, yeah, just act confident. Managed motions can change emotions.
Fake it till you make it, kinda.
Sort of, but it's more about physiology affecting psychology. You actually feel more like smiling if you make yourself smile.
Not all big.
Smile big. Show your teeth, the book says. It disarms people. And posture matters. Psychologists link slouching and sluggish walking to negative attitudes. So the advice, stand tall, walk tall, even walk 25% faster. Feel the confidence rise.
Can speak up.
Yes, the conference clam, the person who stays quiet in meetings, that's usually lack of confidence. So practice speaking up. The more you speak up, the more you add to your confidence. Make it a rule. Speak up at every meeting. Be the first if you have to.
So we build inner confidence, but then there's the external world, our own habits pulling us down. The book talks about the big thinker's mindset. It starts by pointing out a trap, defining success just as security instead of making a real contribution. That's small thinking.
It really is. And
Yep.
to fight that, it suggests this exercise. Figure out your 5 chief assets. Ask people who'll be objective friends, your boss, your spouse. What are your strengths? The core message comes through loud and clear. You are better than you think. Stop selling yourself short.
And it's not just the thoughts, but the words we use, right? Language plays a big role.
Huge role. Develop a big thinker's vocabulary. Not complicated words, necessarily, but words that create big, positive mental pictures.
Like instead of problem.
Say challenge. Instead of expense, say investment. Instead of market is saturated, say market's still not sold. See the difference?
Yeah, it reframes everything positively.
And use positive language with others. Compliment them, encourage them, build them up.
So adopting this big thinking view, what does it let you do?
Well, it helps you visualize what can be done in the future. Like that salesman selling a farm. He didn't just sell land, he created 3 detailed plans. A riding stable, a tree farm, a poultry farm. Prospects could suddenly see it as a moneymaker. That's adding value through visualization.
It makes you think about the value you assign to things and to people.
Absolutely. That department store exec who realized a customer wasn't just one sale, but worth $362 a year.
Service instantly improved, I bet.
Dramatically. Same with employees. The personnel director noticed Group A employees, the ones thinking bigger, suggesting improvements they got promoted. Group B focused on security, complaining they tended to stay put.
So the value the world puts on you.
Is pretty much identical to the value you put on yourself. Like the young rate clerk who saw himself as a future executive, not defined by his crummy apartment.
And a huge obstacle to this big thinking is getting bogged down in trivial stuff.
Oh, tripped by trivialities. Yes. So many capable people get derailed by tiny things, like the public speaker obsessed with minor grammar flaws instead of just getting his message across.
Or the executive who torpedoed his career over having the smallest office.
Exactly. Feeling discriminated against over something petty. Or contrast that with the salesman with a really bad stutter. He succeeded anyway because he had the important stuff. Learned fast, liked people, wanted to make money. The stutter was trivial in comparison.
So the advice is,
Keep your eyes on the big goal. Before you react negatively to something small, ask yourself, is it really important? Usually it's not.
okay, thinking big clearly impacts how we see ourselves in the world. How does it connect to creativity and just expanding what we're capable of?
The foundation for creativity, the book argues, is belief. Specifically, believing it can be done. There's this experiment where a group discussed eliminating jails. At first, impossible, right? Can't be done.
Sounds pretty impossible.
But once they shifted their mindset, just decided to believe it could be done, suddenly creative ideas started flowing. Youth centers, research into criminal tendencies. The possibilities opened up.
So step 1 is belief. What about breaking free from old ways of thinking?
Tradition paralysis. That's the term used. It's that knee-jerk reaction to laugh off new ideas. Won't work. We tried that. Impossible.
I've heard those.
Definitely. To fight it, be receptive to new ideas. Be an experimental person. Try new things, restaurants, routes to work, hobbies. Be progressive, not regressive.
And this leads to a really powerful daily question we should ask ourselves.
Yes. How can I do better? Simple, but profound. The I can do better philosophy works magic. That retail store owner, she had a weekly improvement plan, always innovating.
Like what?
Oh, changing merchandise displays, training staff on suggestion selling, starting a credit plan, running contests in slow seasons, adding little toys to attract families. Constant improvement. She said, it isn't so much what you know when you start that matters. It's what you learn and put to use after you open your doors that counts most.
Love that. And there's a related question about just doing more.
Right. Ask, how can I do more? Because capacity is a state of mind. How much you can do depends on how much you think you could do. Remember the young bank executive? His colleague leaves, dumps a huge workload on him.
Yeah.
Instead of complaining, he accepted the challenge, found ways to streamline, reorganize, double his output without extra stress. Got promoted. It proves that old saying, if you want it done, give it to a busy man. Busy people find ways to expand their capacity.
Now, it's something often overlooked, but crucial for creativity and making good decisions.
Listening. Practice asking and listening. The book states it bluntly. Big people monopolize the listening. Small people monopolize the talking.
Ouch. But it makes sense.
Leaders need information, raw material for decisions. That executive with the management problem, he just asked his team for ideas and listened, took notes on everything. The idea is to sell John Brown what John Brown buys. You've got to see things through John Brown's eyes. And you can't do that if you're always talking.
Your ears are intake valves.
Exactly. Intake valves for creative power.
And to really get new ideas flowing, to stretch your thinking.
Stretch your mind, get stimulated, get outside your bubble. Associate with people who aren't in your usual field. Like the accountant who got a great real estate idea, buying a big farm, dividing it into nice estates, just from having lunch with people totally outside his profession.
Okay, so you generate these great ideas through belief, asking questions, listening, getting stimulated. But then what? Ideas are fleeting.
They're highly perishable, as the book says. You got to harness them. 3 steps. 1, don't let ideas escape. Write them down immediately. Pen to paper. It focuses your attention.
Right.
Step 2.
2, review your ideas. Don't just write them and forget them. Keep them in an active file. Even a simple shoebox works. Look at them regularly.
And 3.
3, cultivate and fertilize your idea. Shape it. Refine it on paper. Then start selling it. Bounce it off customers, colleagues, your team. Get feedback, build momentum.
This all ties back to self-perception, doesn't it? What you think you are, you become, and others see in us what we see in ourselves.
Absolutely fundamental. Which leads to the advice, respect your appearance. Dress well. Why? Because it helps you think important.
So it's not about vanity.
Not primarily. It's about self-respect and how it projects. The book actually suggests pay twice as much and buy half as many. Quality over quantity. It boosts your self-respect and others respect you more too. If you're properly packaged, you've got a better shot at whatever you're selling yourself, your ideas, your product. And this self-perception has to extend to your work, even your current job.
Yes. Think your work is important. That personnel firm, they look for applicants who value their current job, even if it's not their dream job. Why? Because it predicts how they'll approach the next job.
That links back to those Group A and Group B employees again.
Exactly. Group A focused on progress, improvement, making a difference. They get ahead. Group B focused on security, complaints, punching the clock. They tend to stay put. Think your work matters.
So what's a practical daily thing we can do to reinforce this positive self-view?
Give yourself daily pep talks. Sounds maybe a bit cheesy, but it works. That car salesman. Before each call, he'd silently tell himself, I am a top-notch salesman. Performance went up.
Like priming the pump.
Sort of. Or the trainee who bombed a presentation. He gave himself a quick, sharp pep talk in private, went back, and nailed it. The advice is, practice uplifting self-praise, not negative self-talk. Build yourself up.
It's like creating your own personal commercial, isn't it? Selling yourself to yourself. Coca-Cola is always advertising, reselling itself. We need to do that too. Like Tom Staley's 60-second commercial in the book, listing his assets, ending with, Tom Staley, you're an important person. Nothing can stop you, Tom. Nothing.
Powerful stuff.
Very powerful. And just like your body needs good food, your mind needs good mind food. Your environment shapes you, your thoughts, habits, attitude.
Which means we need to be aware of the pollution in our environment.
Definitely. Watch out for the negators. Those sour, bitter people who seem to enjoy tearing down anyone trying to get ahead. Remember WW, the college friend, always preaching that success was just luck or pull.
Yeah, ended up negative and underpaid.
Exactly. So be careful. Study these negators. Don't let their negativity infect your plans. Sometimes you literally have to change your environment, like the guy changing carpools to avoid a chronic complainer.
Because you are judged by the company you keep. That's the bottom line. So proactively, how do you build a positive environment?
Good question.
Seek advice from successful people. Interestingly, the book says truly successful people are often the most humble and willing to help. It's the would-be big folks who are often abrupt or defensive. Get psychological sunshine. Expose yourself to new groups, new activities. Avoid getting stuck in a rut like Milton with his boring weekends leading to cabin fever. Clan variety.
And actively remove the bad stuff.
Yes, throw thought poison out. Gossip is a big one. Negative talk about people. It shrinks your thinking, twists it, creates guilt. The analogy used is pretty stark. Chopping up your neighbor's furniture won't make yours look any better.
True.
And finally, go first class in everything you do. Not necessarily meaning expensive, but valuing quality. Quality often costs less in the long run than cheap stuff that fails a bad mechanic, a greasy diner, a cut-rate accountant who messes up. Aim for quality.
It all comes back to attitude, doesn't it? The book calls attitudes mirrors of the mind, reflecting your thinking without a word.
Exactly. And if you want to activate others, get them excited, motivated, well, you must first be enthusiastic yourself. Think of the contrast, the dull history professor versus the dynamic Red Cross captain. Enthusiasm gets results.
So how do you get enthusiastic if you're not feeling it?
3 things. 1, dig deeper. Learn more about whatever it is, even if it seems boring initially, like modern art or bumblebees. Understanding breeds interest and enthusiasm. 2, lift everything up. Your smile, your handshake, how you talk, how you walk, inject energy physically. 3, broadcast good news, be a source of positivity, like that bank president, Mills Lane Jr., asking, how's business, how's money? He knew good news gets good results.
Okay, this is huge. How do you actually win people over, get their support, which the book says is crucial?
You need to cultivate the you are important attitude, make people feel genuinely valued. People simply do more for you when you make them feel important.
Like the bus driver example.
Perfect example. The passenger always made him feel important, so the driver went out of his way for him. Same with secretaries, helping salesmen who treat them with respect. So how? Practice appreciation. Tell people you appreciate them, specifically what they do.
Use their names.
Yes, practice calling people by name. Get the pronunciation right, spell it correctly, use titles if appropriate. It shows you see them as individuals. And crucially, don't hog the glory. Share it. Invest it in your team, your subordinates. Give credit where it's due.
There's even that daily exercise suggested.
Right. What can I do today to make my wife and family happy? Simple gestures, like the salesman bringing home unexpected roses. It's about showing you value them.
And how does putting service first fit into this?
It's foundational. Grow the service-first attitude and watch money take care of itself, always. Focus on giving value, not just getting money. Like the gas station attendant who cleaned the inside of windshields. That little extra bit of service built massive loyalty and repeat business.
Instead of the guy just focused on needing more money.
Right. Contrast him with the movie producer whose goal wasn't just profit, but giving audiences more and better entertainment than they expected. Plant money seeds through service, extra effort, good ideas. The money follows the value.
Okay, so success depends on others. We need to think right toward people.
Absolutely. The likability factor is huge. In hiring, promotions, it's often number one. People want to work with people they like and trust.
But you can't fake that, right? You can't just buy friendship.
No, the book is clear on that. Like
Yeah.
the trucking boss returning the obvious bribe gift. It has to be genuine. So take the initiative in building friendships. Introduce yourself. Make an effort to remember names. Write them down if you have to. Follow up. And accept people's differences. Don't expect everyone to be like you. Don't dislike them for quirks or limitations. Don't try to be a reformer.
A dull world this would be if people were all alike.
Precisely. Appreciate the variety.
Now, this idea of the mind as a mental broadcasting station, channel P for positive, channel N for negative, you control the dial.
That's the metaphor. When you think about people, consciously tune in to channel P. Find the good. If you feel yourself slipping into negative thoughts about someone, channel N, cutting in, mentally say, stop. Then deliberately switch channels. Think of one positive quality about that person.
Train your brain.
Train your brain. And practice conversation generosity. Encourage others to talk about themselves. Ask questions. Listen. The average person would rather talk about himself than anything else in this world. Letting them do that makes them feel good, helps you learn, wins friends.
And simple courtesy.
Always. Practice courtesy all the time. It costs nothing and pays huge dividends.
But all these amazing insights, attitudes, service, liking people, they don't mean much without action, the action habit.
Critically important. The book hammers this home. There's a shortage of people who can actually get things done, deliver results. Ideas are great, but not enough. You need to be an activationist, a doer, not a passivationist, a postponer.
And the key is not waiting for.
Perfect conditions. Don't wait until conditions are perfect. They never will be. Look at JM wanting that new house. He didn't wait. He took action, worked with the builder, cut costs, asked his boss for extra work. His decision to act spurred him to find solutions.
Unlike CD, who never started his business.
Right. Always waiting for the perfect moment that never came.
And this ties back to fear again, doesn't it? Action cures fear.
It absolutely does. Inaction breeds fear. Think of paratroopers, the longer they wait, the more fear builds. Or Edward R. Murrow, the newscaster. Apparently, he was a bundle of nerves before going on air, but fine once the action started.
So just start.
Just start. Action must precede action, even mechanically. Got an unpleasant task? Don't dread it. Just start doing it, like the homemaker just starting the dishes. Or use pencil and paper to tackle a problem. The physical act helps focus the mind.
Capitalize on the magic of NOW.
Yes. Stop postponing. Like Bill and Janet finally starting to save, they decided to save off the top now, even if it meant simple meals. They broke the postponement cycle. And develop initiative. See something that needs doing, pick up the ball and run. Like Harry L. improving his neglected subdivision. Volunteer. Stand out. Be a doer.
Okay, but what happens when things go wrong? Setbacks, failures. They happen. The book has a powerful take. Defeat is nothing more than a state of mind.
That's a game changer, isn't it? It contrasts Mr. Average American and Mr. Skid Row. Both give similar excuses for why they're stuck. They surrender to defeat, but Mr. Success, they get knocked down, sure, but they bounce back up. They learn the lesson, forget the sting, and keep moving forward.
Like the consultant who lost his savings.
Yeah, first 6 months, wiped out. But he didn't complain, just said, I'm learning how. That's the attitude. So the advice is, salvage something from every setback. Analyze it objectively. What went wrong? How can I avoid that next time? Learn the lesson.
Like the student who failed the course but learned about actually doing the work?
Exactly. Or Lionel Barrymore acting from a wheelchair. W. Colvin Williams becoming a blind minister. They didn't let setbacks define their state of mind.
So defeat is a mindset. What's the path forward? How do you keep growing?
Constructive self-criticism is key. But it have to be constructive, like Rhys Stevens, the opera singer. Lost an audition. Instead of quitting, she had the courage to face her faults, figure out what needed improving voice, languages, roles, and worked on it.
And blend persistence with experimentation.
Yes. Don't just keep banging your head against the same wall. Like the writer with 62 unsold stories using the exact same formula. The advice was, experiment. Try new plots, new characters, new styles. If what you're doing isn't working, persistently try new approaches.
And handle discouragement.
Whip discouragement by deliberately looking for the good side, even in a bad situation. Believe there is a solution, even if you can't see it yet. Like the engineer who took short, out-of-town vacations to clear his head and find solutions. Or the guy who lost his job but saw it as a blessing in disguise. A chance to find something better.
This all points towards the future. The book puts it starkly. The important thing is not where you were or where you are, but where you want to get. Goals.
You need that clear vision.
Yeah.
Get a clear fix on where you want to go. Remember F.B. Young guy, totally adrift about his career? He was guided to create a detailed image of himself 10 years from now. Not just work, but home, social life, the whole picture. Owning a country estate, fish ponds, Doberman kennels specific. That clear, holistic vision helps focus all your efforts. Work success often drives the other parts.
But there are things that actively try to sabotage those goals, right?
Yes. The 5 success-murdering weapons. You got to recognize and destroy them. Self-depreciation. I'm not smart enough. I just fail. Security-itis, clinging to safety, refusing to grow. Parental dictation. Parents forcing careers. Negative influence of friends, discouraging ambition.
Yeah.
And using family responsibility as an excuse not to pursue dreams.
Let's to fight those off.
Actively. Destroy them, the book says. Don't let them kill your goals.
So once you have that big goal, how do you stay locked onto it?
Let your major goal be your automatic pilot. When a goal is deeply ingrained, truly part of you, it filters into your subconscious. It starts giving you specific directions, guiding everyday choices, what suit to buy, what to say in a meeting, who to network with.
It provides direction, unlike Jack,
Who, lacking a clear goal, just flounders on the ruddy road to mediocrity. The goal provides the track.
Okay, but big goals can seem overwhelming. How do you make progress without getting paralyzed?
Progress is made one step at a time. Break it down. Think of the principle of the next mile. Like
Yeah.
Eric Severide's trek during the war, 140 miles.
Yeah.
But they focused on just getting through the next mile. Or writing a huge book focused on the next paragraph.
So for us,
Evaluate every task, every action. Will this help take me where I want to go? Use that as your filter. And build 30-day goals. Small, achievable steps. Use them to build good habits, ditch bad ones, increase your value, sharpen your mind, read relevant stuff, meet new people, step by step.
what about unexpected roadblocks? Life happens.
Take detours in stride. A detour isn't the end of the road. It just means finding another route to the same destination. Be flexible. Have alternatives, like military leaders do. Don't give up the goal just because the first path is blocked.
And underlying all this growth, investment.
Yeah.
Specifically, investing in yourself.
The biggest investment you can make. That means investing in education, not just degrees, but real competence, building your mind continuously, and investing in idea starters by stimulating books, magazines, resources. The Wall Street Journal is mentioned as an example. It costs money, but the ideas it sparks, worth far more.
Okay, wrapping up, the book leaves us with a really powerful idea about leadership. It says, you're lifted to success by the people around you, especially those working with or for you. So thinking like a leader is essential for everyone.
Absolutely essential. And it boils down to 4 key leadership rules or principles. First, Trade minds with the people you want to influence. See the world through their
Like
eyes.
the TV copywriter who failed.
Exactly. Ted failed writing kids' shoe ads because he thought like himself, sophisticated, high income. He didn't think like the actual buyers, parents and kids. Or Joan, the assistant buyer, who couldn't sell clothes because she couldn't see them through the eyes of her lower income customers. You got to ask, what would I think if I were them?
Okay, roll two.
Second, think, what is the human way to handle this? Avoid being cold, impersonal, overly efficient. Embrace being human. John S., the engineering exec, he helped new hires find housing, remembered birthdays, accommodated holidays, checked in when people were sick. That built immense loyalty,
Even when firing someone.
especially then. He helped a person find a new job before letting them go. Imagine the sense of security that created for everyone else. Or Bob W., the millionaire manufacturer who forgave an employee's drinking problem with kindness and trust, earned fierce loyalty. It's about rubbing people the right way, avoiding sarcasm, not putting them down.
Makes sense. Rule three.
Third, think progress, believe in progress, push for progress, be a progressive. Promotions go to people who genuinely believe in and push for improvement, like the salesman constantly suggesting ways to get new business, improve service, even refine compensation, making himself and the company better. Leaders set the tone. Subordinates tend to become carbon copies of their chief. Your belief in progress becomes their standard.
And the final rule.
Fourth, take time out to confer with yourself and tap your supreme thinking power. Leaders need thinking time. Manage solitude. Look at great historical leaders, religious figures like Moses, Jesus, political leaders like Roosevelt, Truman. They all spent significant time alone, thinking, planning. This managed solitude helps you connect the dots, solve complex problems, gain self-insight. Those trainees who tried just 1 hour of solitude a day, they solved problems, made sounder decisions.
Because the main job of a leader is...
Thinking. The main job of a leader is thinking.
Wow, what an incredible deep dive that was into the magic of thinking big. It seems overwhelmingly clear, doesn't it? The size of your thinking really does shape the size of your success. We've covered so much: getting rid of excusitis, building real confidence, sparking creativity, managing your environment, shaping your attitudes, the power of action, turning defeats into wins, setting huge goals, and finally, thinking like a leader.
Yeah, and all these threads, they really point to the fact that success isn't some kind of magic trick, despite the book's title. It's about making conscious choices, how you see yourself, how you see others, how you see the world, and then critically, turning that perception into consistent, deliberate action. It's really about tapping into that power you have inside you to shape your own reality.
So what stands out most to you listening right now? Think about it. How could just small shifts in your daily thoughts, your daily actions, maybe as simple as a real smile or choosing a more positive word, how could that start a ripple effect? How could it transform where you're headed, personally and professionally? What's one small, big thought you could plant today, right now? We really hope this deep dive has given you some powerful tools to, well, make some of that magic happen for yourself.